Hey, welcome back to the Chew. So today's episode very short, but something I think we need to talk about. Let's look at life as a brand new believer. All right, Chad. Let's say that you are what we would call unchurched. Maybe grandma went to church, but maybe you went when you was a child, but you really haven't been at church in many years. You know nothing about it, but you had an experience with God. You confess your sins to Him. You're forgiven. You're saved. You've been baptized, right? We got that out of the way. So, what would you say would be some of the most important things if you want this
I
to
always go
last?
back to making an appointment with God. One thing about an appointment with God is an appointment is a time and a place. If you don't set aside an appointment, a time and a place, and you don't do that consistently, you're going to start falling off. Now, I guess the question is, what do I do with that time and place? That's what we're kind of getting to. What is the commitment that we're making here?
Yeah. So you're talking a time and a place. You're saying, uh, let's say your regular schedule is you get up at 6:30. So you're saying maybe get up at 6 and say, God, I want to meet you at 6 o'clock every morning at my kitchen table with my cup of Joe and my Bible and my what they call a devotion book. You know, it's got
Hmm.
a short little story, maybe something like a life application. And you're going to read that and you're just going to whisper some prayer. Is that what you're saying?
Right.
Your time?
Yeah. One thing I've heard, I don't know if you know Rick Renner, but he said that what he does is he makes sure that if there's no spiritual food, there's no physical food. It's his rule he's made for himself.
Oh,
I'm not saying everybody
nice,
can do that,
nice,
but yeah,
nice. Yeah, I like it. So he basically eats spiritually before he eats
yeah,
physically. Man, that's really something to live by.
yeah.
Yeah, I know for me when I started doing and what we call this is devotions. You know,
Mhm.
when I
Yeah,
started doing this appointment in the mornings in my life, and things got a lot better.
yeah,
You know, because I was a seasoned Christian. But if you think that you're gonna, I'll pray tonight when I get home from work, or I'll read my Bible, uh, I mean, you may, but trust me, the devil can get you plenty busy where you won't. And if you finally get to, you're too tired
yeah.
and you,
Let me talk about the expectations of because I think you can get your expectations off this too, is that people think, "Well, I put my 30 minutes in the morning, so now my day is gonna go perfect."
yeah,
But that's just not the way this works. What happens is that I've prepared myself for the things coming for the day. So when the things happen in the day, I've pre-prepared with God that God's going to be with me through the day through this. And now things are still going to happen, but how I handle those things are going to be different.
yeah, yeah. So actually, I wrote a devotion one time on an experience that happened to me. Me and my buddy Archie, we went fishing one day and we was in a little john boat and we got out to our favorite little place and we fished. And I told him to start up the engines and let's go over to the next spot. Well, he put it in gear and we didn't go anywhere. So, first thought was, man, the lower unit's gone, my engine's broke. Well, he looked over the edge and he said there's no prop, the prop fell off. So, and this could have been avoided if I would have just, you know, put a stainless steel cotter key in to hold that prop on instead of just a steel one, right? So now here we are without a prop, but we still say, okay, well, we're still gonna go to our other place. So we got a trolling motor and a battery. So let's go. So we started going and we got about halfway there, got out from, from behind the island and the wind was blowing contrary. Well, I'm sitting up front. And all of a sudden we just come to a stop. I know what's happened now. The battery's dead. So there again, I didn't do my preparations. So now I'm at the will of the wind, right?
Yeah.
And we had one oar. And so Archie's oaring with the boat oar. I take a dip net and I tie my windbreaker around it to make another oar. And so and we got a mile.
Mhm.
We have a mile to go to get to dock. Fortunately, an elderly couple seeing us felt sorry for us, came and got us. Well, what come to me about that was if I would have had done my preparations and made
Yeah.
sure I had things in order and working order, I would have been better equipped for the wind that was going to blow contrary. And devotions are kind of the same way, you know.
Yeah.
It
I've got a similar story that you made me think of. When I was younger, I got caught. I was out on a float on the ocean and I got caught in riptides. And those riptides kept pulling me around. And what it came to realization to me is that if I'm not paddling, I'm drifting. And if I'm not making intentionally every morning paddling in the right direction, I'm going to start drifting from God. I've got to be paddling all the time.
Wow. Man, that's good stuff right there. That's good stuff.